Welcome to Developing Palates. This review recap is brought to you by J.C. Newman. Founded in 1895 by Julius Caesar Newman, J.C. Newman Cigar Company is the oldest family-owned premium cigar maker in America. J.C. Newman rolls its El Rollage, factory throwouts, and Trader Jack's cigars by hand-operated vintage cigar machines at its historic cigar factory in Tampa, Florida. It also hand-rolls its Brick House, Perla del Mar, El Baton, and Quorum cigars at the J.C. Newman Pinza Cigar Factory in Esteli, Nicaragua. J.C. Newman's Diamond Crown, Maximus, Julius Caesar, and Black Diamond cigars are handmade at Tabacalera A Fuente in the Dominican Republic. With its longtime partners, the Fuente family, the Newmans founded the Cigar Family Charitable Foundation, which supports low-income families in the Dominican Republic with education, healthcare, vocational training, and clean water. Learn more by visiting jcnewman.com.
Live from...
Hello, everyone. Aaron Lewis coming to you from the Diverse Cigar Company studio. With me today is Seth Geis, John McDavish, Jiunn Liu. How you guys doing?
Sorry, I had to do the Sereno Cigar Studio thing.
That's all right.
I was
Sereno?
yell.
You didn't yell.
No, it's usually a little bit louder.
Yeah.
He's usually like this too. He's
Yeah.
like, live from the Sereno Cigar Studio.
He always blows the mic every fucking
blows the
time
mic.
too.
Yep.
Boost it.
That's
All
good,
right,
I like
back
it.
on track. So today we are talking about the Villiger La Meridiana Toro box press. It's kind of a Toro Extra 6x54. Comes out of the Hoya de Nicaragua factory in Nicaragua. It's a Nicaraguan Puro, so wrapper, binder, filler, no other details than that. Price point is $6.60, and the cigar was released in March of 2019. So with all that out of the way, Jiunn, what was your smoking experience like?
I thought it was pretty good. It was it's like almost like a medium full strength, medium body. In terms of flavors, I got a lot of cocoa out of it. It's probably one of the first things I kind of noticed with the cigar. Some cedar minerals, and that cocoa kind of at times, throughout the cigar, made it seem more like a milk chocolate to it. So it was really good. It had like a nice creamy aspect to it. Some good toasted nuttiness as well. Finish. Like a really long lingering, like soft cedar mineral kind of combination. So overall, flavor wise, it was pretty good. In terms of burn, I thought it was almost perfect. There's a little bit of a uneven burn, there's some flakiness in the ashes, but nonetheless, it was still really good. And I thought the draw was perfect.
How about you, Seth? What was your smoking experience like?
Yeah, I mean, it wasn't bad. Medium full. Nice Asian spice, herb, wood qualities. Dry earth leather. Are we doing each third? Or are we just doing?
Yeah, go ahead. Each third, whatever you want to do.
I don't know what we're doing, man. I can't remember. Good body and strength level balance. Jim, shut up, man. Second, third, I found pretty similar to that of the first, and actually, the final third was actually beginning to show more of like some rich earth, sweet spice, leather, dry wood, herbal qualities. I didn't get like that cocoa Jiunn, but medium full, body and strength throughout.
All right. How about you, John? What was your smoking experience like?
I did get the cocoa that Jiunn got, but I'm surprised that you didn't mention chalkiness because I got that chalky quality right off the get-go. It was nice, man. It was, baking spices, creaminess, cocoa, leather. Kind of walked around the flavor map in the first third, and as everyone's kind of said, the strength, the profile was very medium full, which was enjoyable. None of the flavors seemed to blow my palate out. I actually had a good experience all the way through, and it was nice because I felt like each third had a distinct characteristic to their flavor, so it wasn't just a copycat. For me, the middle third was more about earth and pepper, with chocolate as a defining accent note, and the last third was sort of back into baking spices and pepper. Very, very good. I mean, it was enjoyable. Comes out of Hoya. How could it be bad? Not that Hoya will ever hear this, but whatever. In terms of burning construction, of course,
Villiger.
Of course, it is Hoya sticks. So I rated the burn and construction to be very good. I had an uneven burn in the first third, correct, which required a touch up eventually. Uneven, requiring a second touch up in the second third, and then straight for the rest of the way. So 2 minor touch-ups, and then in terms of draw, I did find a little bit of resistance, maybe 1.5 notches of resistance, so I rated the draw to be very good. What about you, Ryan?
Yeah, for me, the cigar started out, full throttle. I mean, white pepper, creamy, musty wood. Things started mellowing out about a quarter-inch in. And then a little further in, that white pepper kind of went from the lead to very faint. And then a rich wood kind of moved up to the front and followed by a little bit of mustiness and some creaminess that had dropped out from the profile. Retrohale is kind of like a fuller version of that. The white pepper kind of goes along with the rich wood and the mustiness. And then a little bit of char joins in as the cigar goes along. Strength is like slightly below medium in that first third. And then second third, increased char, moves ahead of the musty wood. White pepper also increases a little bit. The char and the white pepper start easing up a little further in. And Retrohale's kind of got a mirror image of that same profile. And then as the second third's wrapping up, the wood becomes more defined as oak. Mustiness is ahead of it with a little bit of char to it. Strength bumps up to medium. And then in the final third, just kind of continues on with that musty and slightly charred oak. And then 3/4 of an inch in, cigar begins to heat up. So I brought a little bit of toasted note to the oak. Retrohale was just the toasted oak and gained a little bit of heat as it wrapped up. And strength bumped up slightly above medium. In regards to the burn, I had some troubles with it. It was wavy throughout. Really struggled to stay lit in the second third, required 3 relights. The first ash drop occurred at like the half-inch mark, and then after that, it held on about 1 inch increments. In regards to the draw, it was a little bit tighter than I preferred, but didn't cause any issues with the smoking experience. So, Jiunn, overall thoughts on this cigar?
I like the cigar. I think what's also noteworthy is I think Villiger's here to stay, and they definitely can show that they could have successful new releases for a few years. So I think it's like the third year in a row in which I feel like their new release was pretty damn good. So they're definitely serious contenders in this space. This cigar itself, I mean, John, when you said chalkiness, there's definitely that. I don't know why the fuck I didn't say it in the review. I should have said it. But that's why.
Because you're way more sensitive to that than I am, so I figured for sure you would have picked it up.
Yeah, that's true. But I dug that, that cocoa chocolate chalkiness with some like nice minerals and spice tones, some that nice cedar and toastediness. Like these are all really great flavors, and they work all really well together. I liked it and happily smoked more of it.
All right, Seth, what were your overall thoughts?
Yeah, I mean, it's not a bad cigar by any means. I thought it lacked a lot of complexity from beginning to end. I mean, it was a solid profile, but I just don't think the cigar actually stood out. This is actually one of those cigars, they gave us a bunch for review that I actually found that I enjoyed it more when I was like pairing it with something. I thought it really popped with I had it with a couple different types of bourbon. And I thought it did much better with bourbon than it did on its own. So in that case, it was one of these cigars I was just like, I'd rather have it, like if I was going to have it with some bourbon rather than just like, oh, I just really want to enjoy the cigar. I just thought it really delivered more in that sense. So yeah, man.
How about you, John?
Consistently good, and that's not a lot of cigars this year have been consistently good. They kind of either are good in the first third and then they're average in the middle and last third. So I was already digging it, and then I didn't even realize the price point on this. You said it's $560 for these?
$10.60.
Oh, 10 sticks. Okay. I was like, man, $560. I'm picking up bundles of these. Okay, that makes a lot more sense then. I mean, Jiunn kind of said everything. I mean, Villiger's really hitting on all cylinders. It's a shame we're not going to be able to see him at the IPCPR, but faith that they're consistently have a vision, they are releasing good product, and they have a consistent blend strategy. And my advice would be keep it up, because you seem to know how to make decent cigars, and they're certainly rising above a lot of the other companies that are out there. What about you, Aaron?
Yeah, I thought the first third provided a nice flavor profile, but then it kind of fell apart for me with all those relights in the second third. It really, I think, took a toll on the flavor profile. So, it just didn't work out for me. I would be, interested in revisiting it just to kind of see what I get from it if I don't have to do the relights in the cigar and knocks down some of that flavor profile. But I do really like what Villiger is doing, because it seems like all the recent releases have been like full flavor right from the get-go, first light. Like there's no warm up time for these cigars. Like it's just right off the bat, you're getting all the flavors and starting to transition on you and things like that. So I kind of dig that fact, the smoking profile. But I can't really recommend it right now just because I didn't have a good experience with it, but I'll have to revisit it down the road and see what that's like. All right, so getting into the scores, we'll start at the top. Jiunn, you gave it a 7.07. John was next at 6.92. Then Seth gave it a 6.20. I gave it a 5.55. So Jiunn, 7.07.
Yeah, it's a good score. We'll see if it's top 25 worthy once kind of this year's new releases come out in a couple of months or so. But nonetheless, it's a really solid score and tasty cigar.
All right, John, 6.92.
Yeah, that's a good score for me, and that is probably. I mean, like Jiunn said, we'll see what else comes out the IPCPR, but typically scoring 6.5 or above, that means you're probably a contender for top 25 of the year.
All right, it says 6.20.
Yeah, it's a solid cigar, man. Really good stick. I mean, I don't know if it's gonna make my top 25, but what do I know?
Yeah, it's not a
No, shut up! I knew that was fucking coming.
Yeah, my 5.55. I mean, slightly above average flavor profile, but the burn just kind of took it down on this one, so that's what got it into those mid fives. So unfortunate for the burn issues, but I'll take one for the team on this one. Any other final thoughts from you guys on this one?
There's some. By the way, I smoked 2 of these for review. One of them was just kind of I'm not going to review it. I'm just going to try to just enjoy it and not think much about it. But one of them had like this really nice like plum note to it that I didn't get on the one that I actually reviewed. So that was interesting, and I didn't spend the time to do a number 3 just because we got to pump out cigars for review, and we're not other websites.
Right, that's right.
You said I smoked 2 of these for review, and I didn't smoke one of them for review.
I bet I didn't do the write up for according to one of them.
Yeah, I like this. I mean, if you have the time, I like to smoke one just to get a feel for the cigar without kind of thinking too much about it. Because sometimes
that's what I meant.
Man, it's mentally exhausting to just sit there and analyze for 2.5 hours or 2 hours and 10 minutes, and really be thinking about the experience. Sometimes I just want to light it up and let it take me on a ride.
That's right.
I dig you. I dig that.
Yeah.
All right, if you're just catching this video on YouTube, be sure to subscribe to us. We'll also check out the full written review on the website, developingpalates.com. Follow us on all the social media channels, and you can catch all of our review recaps on podcasts. So iTunes, Google Play, and Podbean. Thank you for tuning in. We will catch you on the next one.
GMT Plus.